So you want to get on a GLP-1. One of the most important things that I have found is that people tolerate them much better when you can titrate the dose. What does that mean? That means you start at a small dose for a few weeks, get your body to adjust to it. You may not notice any weight loss. You may not even notice that your appetite has gone down yet, because that's one of the big things that people will report. We're on a GLP-1 because it acts on your appetite center and definitely decreases appetite and nutrient sensing. You titrate the dose for a few reasons. One, you can get to that minimum dose that you need to accomplish weight loss. So typically our goal is to get people to lose between maybe 2 to 4 pounds a week. And we want that weight loss to be fat, not lean mass. So titrating accomplishes a couple things. One, you typically don't get the side effects of the nausea, the discomfort, the reflux that can occur, the diarrhea, the constipation. However, we're always recommending that people take some magnesium and fiber while they're taking their GLP-1 because that limits that risk. The other thing about losing that weight a little bit slower is, a lot of people don't realize this, but when people are really overweight, they're obese and they lose weight, and if they lose that weight fast, the faster they lose that weight, the more they can start to form gallstones. And so they can, end up developing gallbladder problems if they lose that weight too fast. So we want to control the burn on that weight loss. And the other piece is because you're not using as much of the drug, you're basically resetting that glucagon receptor. And once a person hits that ideal weight, you can start to reverse titrate or start to step the dose down. And if the person has adopted eating healthier habits, exercising, chances are they may not need to stay on that medication. Now, one of the things that I want to, kind of dispel is the myth that GLP-1s cause muscle loss. The reality is the only reason they create muscle loss is because a person doesn't eat enough protein and they don't exercise. When you take a GLP-1 and your appetite is so suppressed that you only eat one small meal a day, of course you're going to break down your muscle. Your body needs energy. So you're going to break down muscle along with burning that fat. If you focus on getting that 1.6 grams per kilogram of desired body weight of protein, you can keep your lean mass, especially if you include some form of resistance training 3 times a week and get regular exercise. And in fact, studies on GLP-1s even say that it helps promote lean mass. It promotes being able to maintain and gain lean mass, but all of that is based on a program where you're including proper eating, right protein, and a lot of times you may not want to eat a big piece of meat, so you got to think about taking things like essential amino acids, taking a drink or a protein drink, something that's easy for you to get down to get those protein requirements. And if you do those things, you titrate the dose, you're able to come off of it, and through changing lifestyle, you can come out of the back end of that with a new way of managing your weight over your lifetime.